So here I am in sunny Waxahachie at Kitson Park. I've been here with my kids today, playing around, taking some photos with the new Sony a6300, trying it out with the kit lens that comes with it. That's a 16 by 250 millimeter lens. One thing I can say about it is the camera is still the great A6000 camera with a lot of extra features. That's wonderful. The problem that I really have is that unless I'm really taking wide landscape photos, the real drawback of this camera is going to be this lens. It's a great kit lens for what it serves its purpose, but if I want to get in on any of the nature, in some nature or some of the wildlife that's around here, if I really just want to zoom in and get some bokeh on me while shooting this video, it's really difficult to do so. Since I don't have an articulated viewfinder, I can't really see myself. I know I'm in frame because I tested a moment ago. So that is something that you can overcome, but it still is a drawback of this camera. I have found that if you shoot 4K at 30p at 100 megabytes per second, what's going to happen is that after about 20 to 25 minutes, the camera is going to overheat and turn itself off. However, shooting at 4K at 24p at 100 megabytes per second, I've not experienced it shutting off yet. I still have more testing to do in that regards. I suspect that if I shot 4K at 60 megabytes per second, then it's not going to generate near as much heat and probably would record a much longer, if not indefinitely. The camera does shut off after 30 minutes due to the file system requirements, and therefore you're going to have to have your file. The file, I noticed, splits up anyway between 5 minutes. Interesting little this is an interesting turn of events. I didn't expect that to happen with this camera. But it's kind of convenient. 3 5-minute clips equals a 15-minute clip for YouTube, if you weren't editing and cutting it up anyway. The 425 points of autofocus is fantastic, but it's not perfect that I've found yet. And perhaps that is still inherent to the limitations of the lens itself. With a 50 millimeter lens or 16 to 50 millimeter lens, you're going to have to get very close to your subject. I am currently sitting about a yard away from the camera to get myself in shot. I think it's a fantastic camera. I think it has some great potential. I love the fact that it's a magnesium alloy body, and therefore is weather resistant, which is fantastic if I'm going to shoot some of my rain footage. I guess the biggest problem I have with this is the size. While we love pocket cameras, it's trying to do so much in the size factor, and that creates quite an issue. So I recommend possibly going with a Canon 5D Mark III, or perhaps a Panasonic GX8. One nice thing about the Panasonic GX8 is you're going to spend about $200 more for the same features in a camera minus your autofocus points. So basically, one of the greatest features you're going to receive with the Panasonic GX8 is going to be in-body image stabilization, an articulated viewfinder. You're still going to get your 4K, and you're going to get 20 megapixels in the camera for your photos. This is 24.2 megapixels, so it does have a few more megapixels. This camera, I could tell when I got really close, and when I framed the pictures just right, I got some fantastic footage, some fantastic photos. Once again, it's all in the lens. So my very amateur opinion is that most people probably could stick with the Panasonic G7 for about $849, and they'll get a 14 to 140 millimeter lens, which will suit most amateur needs. If you're wanting a little more professional videos, you can go with the Panasonic GX8, or you can go with the Sony a6300. If the drawbacks that I've mentioned in this video are not a deal breaker for you, then I highly recommend this camera. It's a fantastic camera, but with some limitations. The last limitation I'm going to tell you about is the battery itself. It's a very tiny battery. Because it's a small battery, that means you're going to get roughly about 80 to 90, well, you're going to get about 80 minutes on the battery, continuous shooting, and then it's going to shut down. So you're going to need a few extra batteries if you have a long shoot ahead. If you plug it into the wall, then you're going to have continuous shooting forever, but it's not charging the battery. It can only do one thing. Oh, and here's another little drawback. If you plug it into the wall, it still will not function unless you have the battery inside. It completes the circuit. Well, lots of noise coming around here. I guess that's going to be close to the end of this video. I just want to ask you that if you liked what I had to say about this, if it helped you in any way, please like the video down below, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to bring you some more tests, some more footage, some more S-Log3, a bunch of other things as soon as I can. In the meantime, please, please, please continue to be a part of my YouTube channel. Thank you, and God bless. Bye-bye.